compensation plan. And second, for the next half hour, I'm going to focus on breaking down the entire back office so that you can understand the differences in systems, how it's generated, and the whole thing, okay? So I'm going to explain to you, first of all, well, the earnings, and we'll start from there. The first earning you have is the residual, right? The one you generate daily just by being part of the pool. This is generated from arbitrage. Yesterday, I gave a presentation. Well, I think, in my opinion, how did you like the presentation, Teresa? Complete? Yes? Or did you understand? Or was it too fast? How did you see it? How did you see it? Let's see. Let's see if my teammate is there. No, she's not. She abandoned me. Let's see. Okay. It's just that it's moving right now and I really can't activate it at all. Let's see. Stay still there and now. Let's see. Don't move. It's moving in Zoom. Okay. Now it's ready.
I think so. Oh, well then, you were asking me about the presentation you gave yesterday. Well, yesterday we had a very good audience. It's great that so many leaders are joining, that they're integrating. It's fabulous what you were saying yesterday. It was very true. When you get together with people who are on the same wavelength of wanting to progress, of wanting to improve, whose mindset is on economic growth and entrepreneurship, then you get filled with that energy, and in the end, you end up getting infected by it in some way. So it's great, to have so many leading people who want to grow, who like to travel. The travel topic you mentioned, to Montenegro, to Punta Cana. It's great to have those rewards that come, for doing the work, for developing the team. So this is spectacular, especially since the commissions, this model is very good because it combines many important things that are currently booming. One is cryptocurrencies, which we know will definitely increase in value over time. It's a matter of waiting, but while we wait, we build, we sow, we make the invitations. And the other thing is that artificial intelligence is revolutionizing all industries. So if we mix that, we make something powerful. So, the presentation yesterday was powerful.
Powerful. Let's see if we share it in the groups so people can see it and can also share it and use it as an example. You send the presentation. Look, I don't understand much, but watch the presentation and you'll understand absolutely everything. All right, let's get started then. So the first profit you have here, it's your percentage, 1.07%. For those who already know, a little patience, today I'm going to explain the majesty of the compensation plan. 33% monthly average that has a variation, it says so here, of 0.25%. It can vary. The back office shows it. Average, the low, the average, the lowest, the average, and the highest. Yes, you can participate starting from $50, and the minimum withdrawal is from $10 with the investment in the USDT pool. Ready? So, all right, let's start generating. I start participating from $50 and that's it. I'm in. Now, this part is the one I want you to understand in detail. And after this, I'm going to explain where all these profits come from with all the traceability the system has. The first thing is that your investment goes up to $250. This is very important to understand. It means that you're going to get 100% of your capital as you generate the withdrawals directly to your wallet. Remember that if you activate the automatic withdrawal, I'll tell you how to activate it. From there, you'll be able to withdraw directly to your wallet without you doing anything. That starts happening. Every time it reaches $10, it goes to your wallet, okay? You have a 5% direct bonus for every referral you bring in. Each person gets their referral link and starts earning 5%. If you invited a person with $1,000, you got $50 instantly. And you can also withdraw it from $10 without any problem. I'll show you how those withdrawals are made as well. And you have a network bonus. I want to stop here for a moment to be able to understand this network bonus. I came to work on this back in the year 2016, and honestly, it's what made me bill a lot. But when I say a lot, it's beyond expectations. Yes, I'm going to use the whiteboard. Let's see if I use, this is fine here. Let's see, I'm going to connect my tablet and I'll show you the key to explain it well. That network system, which we're talking about here, this is a matrix. This is a forced matrix, all right? What is a forced matrix? It's a matrix that's going to make you earn, and people will come to you by default. I mean, people will come to you just because you made the decision. And this is very important for you to emphasize to the people you invite, because you tell them, oh, I'll take it maybe tomorrow, maybe next week. Look, between one day and a week, there's a huge difference. And it's important that you explain this to people, because the person will see the speed at which this is built, the intention. Even if you have to tell the person this, look, even if you buy the position and do nothing, yes, I want to see if everything you tell me is true. Fine, take your position. Because there's a big difference between positioning in a month and now. This is very important to understand. And I'm going to explain to you in detail why it happens this way. So far, how many of you here would like to really know and understand that forced matrix that will make you earn automatically just by positioning yourself? And that's a tool that you can use, that you can say, look, don't believe me at all. Just take your position. Take your position. That's all you have to do. And from that moment on, you're going to start generating. Raise your hand there. Give me a check mark. Give me whatever, but take your position. That's it. Very good. Thank you very much to everyone participating. So let's go here. Let's look at that forced matrix. So when you start, right? Let's see here. You're seeing my screen now. Yes. Ready? Perfect. So no, let's go to perfect. Ready? Ready from here. This is you. Let's make a little square. I like the little balls now. This is you. Ready? And this is a 2 by 21 level matrix. It means that the first level is 2. The first level is 2. Why am I explaining this to you? Because if you can make the person understand when you start the business, it's telling them the first 2 have to be, well, the first ones who say yes, but those will be the most benefited. Because your third direct, necessarily, I mean, there's no other way. This isn't a level. This is a matrix. The third one goes here. And that's what you have to tell people. The position is worth a lot. It will make the difference in when you'll earn and how much you'll generate. And in how much, yes, at what point you'll do it. So for example, you tell the person, take your position, join with $50 now. And you keep going. Because by the time he understands it, it'll take a long time. So you keep going. And then he'll see, oh, hey, yes, I saw a person there. I see like 5 or 6, but what? I'm not earning anything. Of course, you earn nothing until you start working on the rank. It's not that people will just come to you, it'll speed up the work. But if you commit to me, you'll start earning. But of course, it's going to save you a lot of work. That is what you have to teach people and show them. How does it work? Well, it's very simple. The system says the first level. So how is all that people going to help you? So they filled this in here, right? Let's go up to here, because otherwise the next level, how many are there? 8. The next one is 8, right? And the next one, how many? 16. And the next one, 32. So the first level says that you can earn, the first rank says that you can earn from the 3 levels. From the first 3 levels. Well, it looks like this. Damn, it got erased. There. Done. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Done. That's what the first 3 levels look like. That's it. So maybe the person you placed, number 3, didn't do anything. They just took a position. But then these levels down here become your tool to tell the person, hey, did you see that people already joined you? Hey, yes, but I'm not earning anything. Of course, because you have to activate yourself. What is activating myself? Reach the first rank. I reached bronze. Yes? What does bronze do? What does bronze do? How do I become bronze? Very well. Easy. Very simple. What you have to do is a minimum deposit of 250. You already have 100. Add the rest. Okay? And let's start working directly with your link. You're going to reach $500. That's bronze. And signing up those direct referrals could be 2 people with 250, there's the 500, or 1 with 100 and another with 400, right? Well, you've already activated the option to earn from these 3 levels. Which 3 levels? Well, the ones that are here. Let's say that the person I'm talking about is this one. This number 1. Well, he's going to earn. He invited 2. But since you've already done some work, maybe you're already here. Maybe you're already on level 4. He starts earning from those 3 levels. 10% of each of the investments. Look, I have a friend that I invited, right? And he activated, he did this. But look at the brilliance of it. One of those 3 levels that he didn't invite put in $10,000. He put in $10,000. $10,000, well, to the one I invited, because I invited him, right? Well, he gets 1%, right? Let's say about 100. But my friend started getting $10 automatically every day. Juan, I'm earning and I don't know how I'm earning. That's how it's going to happen. But you have to make him understand what I just told you. Positioning is worth so much. I mean, the moment you start in this business will make all the difference. When they told me about this business, a friend said, Juan, I have this business. I'm not interested. Honestly, I'm not interested. I'm focused on my own thing, all that. Juan, positions. Do it first and understand it later. Because that's how it is. It's about timing. And that's what happened. Boom! It blew up. My friend is very good. They're a great team of leaders. And he started and brought in some leaders and all that. And I said, no, this is it. I activated boom, 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 diamond. Diamond right now. That's the huge advantage that you have with this business. So when you make people understand this part, the person says, you know what? I'm going to try to understand what you're telling me, and I'll pay to see if it's true. That's what you have to do. Of course, undoubtedly, it's also going to depend a lot on on the work done as a team. But it's a job where people start coming to you by default and without you doing direct work. Of course, they won't pay you anything until you activate. But for example, in our case, we're already $900 away from achieving diamond. Yes, and we're going to collect for 57,344 people. Sure, we made a deposit of 10,000. We did a team volume of 25,000, but we did it as a team. We worked it as a team, and that's why we're already at that level. That's a good piece of advice that I can give you. If you have a team of people, support each other. Sometimes by trying to get all the profits for yourself, well, you don't get the whole cake, and it's better to earn from 57,000 people than to do it for 14 or for 800. Do you see? And then we're going to move up to the next level. That's the great business possibility that you have from the matrix. Questions so far? Do you have any questions about what I just said? It's time to ask and time to share if you have any doubts up to this point. If you want, let's lower the hand to see if we can, because I don't know which one wants to ask now. Okay, ready, lower the hand. That's it, ready. So, does anyone present have any questions, any doubts up to here? Clear so far, right? It's great. It's very interesting. Now, as if what I just told you wasn't enough, remember that you earn 10% from everyone. And one person was asking, Juan, but how is it possible that they pay me 10% and 2, then the one below 2? Sure, but it also depends on you being qualified. If you're not qualified, I won't pay you. I mean, you could have 10,000 people there, but the qualification, well, it takes work. One, I don't have the 5,000. I don't have the 10,000 to reach platinum. So, okay, direct affiliates, but I don't have 5,000. Well, work, earn commissions, and go for it. Because you're losing the chance to earn from many partners. Is there a difference between earning from 57,800, a huge one? Down there, someone with $100,000 could join, and you start getting a powerful check. Ready? Clear so far? Good. As if what I just said wasn't enough, well, we have a cashback bonus. This cashback bonus is crazy. I mean, this is where you'll see the big profit, and this is where the team adds up. Okay? When you reach bronze, which you do with a deposit of 250 and a direct volume of 500, some people tell me, Juan, can I sign up those 500 below me? Yes, you can do that too. Self-refer, yes, or do it with an email, put your mom, your dad, yes, and that's it. You activated bronze. Why? Because volume from people starts coming in and you start earning these bonuses. When you manage to get a team volume among your whole team of $5,000, well, you get a bonus of 100. Ready? And so on. When you do 1,000, you get 20. It's 2% of the volume. Okay? So let's look at this. Look how interesting these volumes are. If you reach silver, well, and you already have a team volume of 50,000, well, you already get a bonus of $1,000. I'm going for it all in. And if you can conceive it in your mind, if it's in your pocket, remember that. If you can conceive it in your mind, it will fit in your pocket. But could it be true? One. No. I mean, that's how you have to see it. In the network program, in the rank, it actually shows you, look, right here, it shows you platinum, here, in cashback. I'm going to try to in cashback, here it shows you what you can do, look. For example, we with a volume of 100,000, we already collected 2,000 and we collected 1,500, 200, 150, and 20. Just from cashback. And you withdraw it immediately. Immediately you withdraw it. Now we're going for 250,000 in volume. So that's why we want to support you. Grow. Let's go. It's a win-win help. It's a joint effort. So you make 5,000 and 500,000, you make 10,000. But let's go for the bonus and for the big check. Let's go for the powerful one. Sales of $100 million, a cashback of $2 million. If you can conceive it, you can achieve it, gentlemen. That is important to understand. And here you can see all your work and the whole team that started to develop and everything you did, right? There you go through the levels and you get it done. Here's the cashback. Here it is. Here is your referral link. Okay, in the part that says, in the section that says referral program, affiliate program, it appears here, right? It appears here. Look at the volume. We are at $970 and that's it. Number of partners, 37 personal ones, and there we are. We're going all out. We've almost made it, guys. Now I want you to see something and we're going to start to understand a bit about the direct earnings and how it works. If you make a deposit in Tether, you can deposit a minimum of $50 in the pool and your minimum withdrawal is $10. Something I recommend to you is two things. First, that you activate the automatic withdrawal. There is a little button here that says automatic withdrawal and you select it. I recommend working with the Binance Smart Chain Network. You get your Binance link, you get your link from wherever, and activate your second factor. You activate it here. It's very simple. Go to settings. It's already activated here. You get a code in your email and you activate it immediately. Okay, what happens? Every time you reach $10, it will go to your wallet automatically and it gives you a complete report of your withdrawals. For example, in USDT, I have 371. So here I am getting my report of the withdrawals that are being made. These here are commission withdrawals, but for example, this one you see here, this is a pool withdrawal. This one right here is a withdrawal from the pool. When it reached $10, it automatically went into my account. One, can I do compound interest? You can do compound interest. How do you do it? Very simple. You go to the part that says automatic withdrawal and activate this one that says reinvest earnings, this button. Sometimes due to the system or the internet or whatever, it hangs a bit, but you activate it and it's fine. Here it shows you what you are going to earn. So it tells you started with 371. Your total obligation with your capital is 250%, 979. We have paid you 172. We are doing great. Okay. So far. How are we doing, gentlemen? Great, right? Very good. Let's go. We are breaking it down now. We are already breaking down the back office, and that is important for you to keep in mind. And here, you choose the pool. Something very important that you also cannot miss is activating the pool. Many people, what they do is they say, well, I'm going to deposit in Bitcoin, right? But they forget to press this button, automatic trading, so you can have it there in the back office. And it's happened to me with people. One, it's not generating anything for me. This doesn't work. Did you click on automatic trading? You have to click on automatic trading and it has to appear locked, right? We were in the limits and there it already activates automatically. For example, there are people who tell me, Juan, can I invest in Bitcoin or in Solana? You can do it with any of those without any problem at all. What is the difference? Well, it's the amount that you're going to participate with. For example, in Solana, it asks for a minimum deposit of 0.5 Solana. So, well, you need more or less $40 as of today to do it. And it will let you withdraw in increments of 0.1 Solana. I mean, that comes out to about $8 more or less. But in Bitcoin, it asks for a minimum of 0.05. Yesterday, a friend joined and put in $3,600, which is what it equals. Yes, I'm sure. And it'll generate 0.01 for you. In the case of Bitcoin, at a value of $72,000 approximately, well, 0.01 times 72,000 will get you $720 on average, more or less. Now, do I get this daily? Well, it depends on the pool and how it's generating for you. But what it does do is that it reports to you when it's generating on a daily basis. It keeps withdrawing and generating for you right here. Normally, the standard arbitrage pool generates for 14 hours. For 14 hours, and it will depend on the time that you enter. It won't show up the same way for everyone. This is very important to understand because Juan, it didn't start. Juan, it didn't work. Wait, because you're entering a $50,000 pool. Your money doesn't enter alone. It enters a 50,000 pool and starts operating. Why? Because we need to be able to eliminate the greatest amount of slippage, of price slippage. And this is achieved with capital, with volume. So what I'm explaining to you is that you enter a 50,000 Arbcore pool and there we start doing different types of arbitrage. Your capital doesn't go into a single arbitrage structure. It goes into more than 7 different forms of arbitrage that are done between the exchanges. Additionally, it can also end up doing an arbitrage called select arbitrage, which means that until there is a significant enough difference between one exchange and another, it will execute the trade. What it does allow you to do is earn every hour and see your profits reflected every time the arbitrage is done with your money, okay? And it's going to be reflected here. Right now, it's not showing, but you'll start to see it after 14 hours. The pro arbitrage is already 18 hours. That's why it pays more. And that's where the profit comes from in the pool percentage. There is a difference, of course, but pro arbitrage requires a minimum capital of $100,000 to participate. Well, pro arbitrage is better, right? Sure, because you have to have $100,000 to be able to participate. They ran a promotion where they said, well, join with whatever you want and generate. And there are people right now earning, for example, in Bitcoin, earning 5%. Or, for example, daily in Ethereum, 4%. But for those people who visualize and see the potential in the momentum we're currently in with cryptocurrencies. Well, folks, this is just a personal opinion and it's not investment advice. But if I were you and I had the chance to put, for example, the minimum of 0.5 in Ethereum, which today is $1,100, I'd do it. Besides the fact that the profit is generating 2.23% daily, you're earning in Ethereum. Ethereum reached over $4,000, $4,000. Today it's at $2,200. I mean, you're going to earn Ethereum, and if you can, just leave it there. Don't get desperate. Oh, it might correct, of course. Bitcoin could correct, and it probably will. It's at 72,000. They say the limit, the record is at 60, and if it breaks 60, it hits 50. It could hold steady there. But Bitcoin is going to reach $250,000. It'll reach 500,000 or even 1 million. Sure. Since we're in this business and need to move fast and need results yesterday, what I recommend is let your investment go to your wallet and leave it there. But how will I eat? How will I earn? From the commissions, from the commissions. The commissions are for you to use them for whatever you need to improve your quality of life for whatever you want. But your investment gains, leave them in the original currency, leave them in Solana, leave them in Bitcoin, leave them in Ethereum. No, Juan, I can't. I need it to arrive every day. Fine. No problem. Then go with Tether and you earn 1.02%, which isn't bad either. It's actually great. But if you can, put 3,600, which is the minimum in Bitcoin, $1,100, the minimum in Ethereum, and put, I think it's 1 Solana, 0.5 Solana, right? And put $40 in Solana. That's it. And you go with that and start and begin to make money. Look, it's advice that even I haven't always followed, but it's what has allowed me, in the little I have followed it. It's what has allowed me to generate and maintain a fairly aggressive lifestyle. Well, aggressive for me in the sense that I come from a traditional family where 4 of us barely lived on $300. Today, I can tell you that the quality of life I have is high, and it's possible because why? Because I took the opportunity and I ran with it. Sometimes you get stuck along the way and keep wondering, is this for real? I've let many opportunities slip away by thinking, but is it really true? And what if it's not? And it looks too good to be true and all that. Look, and I've seen people, modesty aside, with less experience and fewer skills in terms of not having the information, right? And because, well, more than 15 years have passed acquiring information, studying every day, and they arrive with no information. But what did they do? They just went for it. They saw the opportunity, they were hungry, and they said, let's go. Right away, they started and began talking to everyone and telling them about this opportunity and earning every day. And they transform. And I say, wow, incredible. And I'm like, why didn't I do it? Since the opportunity is being lost. Arbitrage right now is a unique opportunity because for many people it's new, it's very new, right? And that's where you have to take advantage, but you have to do it with information. That's why you're in this training. And you have to explain it with a solid basis, with information. Ready? Yesterday I did a presentation where I explained. Today I'm going to go a bit deeper. Watch the presentation and that's how you'll explain it. It works that way. This is faster, blah, 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 and here you earn this way. But when the person sees you have a solid basis, information, and clarity, they say, I'm going with him. I want to do it. I want to do it with him. Perfect, without any problem. That's what you have to learn, okay? Very well. So let's break down each of these buttons you have here a bit, as the CEO has given information, and I think he's given too much information because sometimes so much information just blocks you, but I'll try to explain it to you in the simplest way possible so it works, okay? In the section, we already looked at navigation. Oh yes, let's look first here at what is directly about arbitrage. In arbitrage, we have, in this part of the pools, well, we see the different investments, the pool number. Every time you make an investment, it enters one of these pools and a purchase is made for $50,000, okay? This generates a volume for the entire pool from the exchange between the two exchanges. And here you see a sale of 594 and a spread of 121. What does the spread mean? The price difference between the two exchanges with that amount of money and with those coins, right? It's having the possibility to earn from that difference. Whether it's because I have a different liquidity provider, whether it's because the latency I'm working with is different, because my providers are slow, because my servers, because I'm closer to the exchange. For whatever reason, there are many ways to earn in arbitrage. And that's where our profit is generated. If the technology, experience, and knowledge are there, that's how it's generated. So here, well, what it shows me is that difference and that spread, that profit difference per coin in the different ones. Right now, they're working so that this can be completely verified and you can trace it in this part of the total pools. But if I want to see the traceability of the operations that are occurring with my capital, so I'm going to the transaction section. I look here under arbitrage and I can see the outgoing transaction between one exchange and the incoming one where the profit is generated, which is the most important thing here. When you see it's not loading here, it's because it's in operation. It's currently in operation. Yes, that's why you won't see it. So give it a little bit of time. They're generating the arbitrage and this isn't immediate. It's not like I'll put in the capital and it's instant. No. You have to wait. In many cases, the operation doesn't go through. So what does it do? Well, it rejects that operation and launches again, waiting for another opportunity. Here we can see the result. It was successful. The transfer between the exchanges was made. I think it was Bybit, now BitGet. And here's all the traceability of the same operation, okay? But right now it's in operation because once it's out, once the profit is generated, the other address will appear, the other blockchain that will show us the profit generated from that sale. Okay? Here's the purchase and here's the sale with the traceability between Bybit and BitGet. This is very important. Look, I see the purchase here. That's made, and here's the transfer directly. I track it, the date, everything. And here the sale between the exchanges was made. This is called lead-lead arbitrage, meaning having capital in both accounts in different currencies. So I make a purchase in one, yes, of USDT, and in the other, at the same time, I make a sale of the same amount of money, but in another currency. So through the price difference, I generate the profit. But it will be reflected in a few minutes so that you can see it. But in your back office, you can verify everything I'm telling you. Okay? Are we good so far? Now, in the report section, well, I have a general report of what's being generated in total volume in USDT. In USDT, the total balance we have in operation is over 21,891. And what's been earned over $10,689,089 generated between Arbcore's income, marketing, and what's being processed and what remains. Everything is completely traceable. I spoke with some leaders and I told them, look, even this could be counterproductive because they could copy our strategy. But the CEO is focused on saying it doesn't matter, we're going to do it this way, and that's how we'll make the business grow more and more. Here I can see an Arbcore stream, meaning real-time operations of what's happening within the pools. For example, this pool entered with 50,095 and went out for sale at 50,276. And I have the traceability between exchange 1 and exchange 2. You can verify all of this. Look, for each of the updated transactions, you can verify that the profit is being generated, right? Here we have the total of the contracts, 21,892,000, and you can also see your invoices generated for each profit given to you. An invoice that is reflected in the arbitrage section, and you go here and it says invoice. And here it gives you an invoice for your profit because the company is registered. Juan, where is it registered? Look, all the information is in your back office. Let's see here about the company. Look, now it's in Russian. Use ChatGPT to translate it. And it tells you who founded it. The person behind it, Eugenie Levine, the company's founder. Yes, he's the financial core. He's the one who does all the arbitrage matrix, the audit coordinator, obviously a team behind him. He's the leader of the multi-arbitrage quantitative strategies, Liu Yihao, and he's the person who currently has direct communication with the people who are creating the strategy, who are developing it. All of this is public and you can verify it. I personally verified it directly and very well. Everything very solid, everything very transparent, which I also liked. Terms of use, trader info, it's important that you read this. I'm not going to stop there because I'm going to leave you the task to do it. Okay, I'm going to stream in here. I can already see all the operations, all the contracts. We already saw it. My contracts, here is your contracts capital and what it's generating in each of the operations. Okay, there's what I have in Tether, what I have in Ethereum, what I have in Bitcoin. In Bitcoin, I have nothing. In Tether and Ethereum, in Solana, there it is. And it shows me the amount I entered with. Everything completely traceable, trackable it's called. Okay, here are the partner statistics. It means that the total volume of automatic payments generated for the partners has been 29,916,000, guys. Imagine when we are over $1 billion. I mean, how much of that pie will belong to you? That's what you have to ask yourself. All of this is very cool. What great sales. But how much are you getting? And what are you doing so that the profits are much faster and more explosive? The first thing you did was connect. Congratulations. That's great. Now you have to act, you have to get out there, you have to make things happen. There are more than 215,000 payments made to date. And here are the marketing statistics. In marketing, there are some people who are working very hard over there in Russia, in Thailand, in Malaysia. If you're listening to me in Spanish, it's time to give it your all, because this is just beginning. It's just starting. I mean, I think in Latin America, it's been around for a month and a half. No more than that. No more than that in Latin America. And the total business has been around for 2.5 months, maybe 3. So it's about making the most of it possible, because by the time you tell people in a year, there will be many people you have in common, and those people will say, I'm already in. Wait, but why aren't you with me? You didn't tell me. Why? Because that's what's going to happen when a business is very good and everything is completely verifiable and traceable. Okay, so it's time to act immediately. API, Arbot, here it shows you the whole API. The API is basically, look, here it is, two-legged arbitrage, but in English it's called leg arbitrage. I'm going to leave the task that explains the strategy in a bit more detail. In more detail so you can understand it, which is basically what I told you yesterday in the training. I went into detail explaining in the presentation how it's generated. I recommend you watch it. And, well, here are the operations. Look, this is what I was telling you when the operation doesn't happen. When the operation is denied, yes, it's denied. It's because doing that operation doesn't give us enough profit. So the system, the bot, the algorithm reads that in some part, whether in the transfer from one exchange to another, whether in the purchase operation, whether because of the spread, whether because of the latency of the operation. Latency is the speed at which it's executed. Because here, milliseconds are money, milliseconds are money. Yes, so it says, it does the calculation and says, no, look, you know what? No, denied, the operation isn't done. And the operation doesn't go through. It's that simple. It's a self-sufficient and intelligent system that allows you to see it. And this is all the traceability that was done. Where was it from? To what point did it go? Directly, okay? Here are the servers where some of the operations are being carried out. The CEO said, I'm going to publish some of the servers that are doing this. These are supercomputers. Do the query. What type of CPU this is and what core it is and what speed it works at. And in each exchange, Pinex, Whitebit, KuCoin, Hotcoin, right? It has, and each of these servers is strategically located to be able to get the most advantage out of arbitrage. What does that mean? That I have these servers where, well, if I'm doing the operation, for example, with an exchange like Binance, which has its, I think it has its servers in Singapore. So then where am I going to place them? Well, in Singapore. I can't have them in Tokyo, which is way too far away. Do you understand? So they are located. And this has a lot to do with the speed at which the operations are executed. Does distance matter? Of course. Distance matters a whole lot. It's just like the internet. If you're connected close to the internet, well, you're sure to have a full signal. That's how this works. It's very important that you understand this. Ready? Here are the Arbcore requests. Let's see if it loaded. If it loaded in Arbcore request. Well, it's not loading right now. But, well, I'll explain it in another training session. But basically, there are the requests generated by arbitrage directly from the company. And here are the operations that are happening, successful ones, canceled ones, the income to the pool. For example, there are some here already. Each pool has an identification of what is being done. USDT Solana was successful. It generated this profit. And they are being profiled right now. Every hour, how much each of the utilities is generating. How are we doing so far, gentlemen? I'm running out of time, but I've taken it upon myself to explain this very well. Now, soon I'll explain. I still have to explain this whole part. But I don't want to take it too lightly. In the next training, which will be this week, we're organizing the schedule with the whole team. Don't miss it. I'll be explaining this part, which already has to do with what concerns you. Okay? But I want to take these last few minutes to explain the updated and new part about speed arbitrage, which at the moment is in the Ripple cryptocurrency. Every time you see a different arbitrage format, you have to take advantage of the opportunity. For example, in the pro arbitrage ones, well, imagine, we're talking about the pool percentage. For example, in my case, having Ethereum, today I earn 2.23, but the pros earn 4.12. And when it came out, they did a promotion saying go with what you have and you'll earn 4.12%. Now it's over $100,000. You have to have $100,000 to earn that percentage. Right now, speed arbitrage in Ripple gives you the chance to participate and for operations to be much faster. They're adding more gas fee, that is more commission, more fuel, so that the operations are fast. And they are in Ripple. Ripple, for those who don't know, it's a currency that's way too stable. Now look, it's at number 5. But look at this. Look at what this coin did. In the last 5 days, guys, this coin is expected to reach. It's an institutional coin that's used in many scenarios. Look, I'm just going to show you in the last week how much did it do. From 1.34, if you bought this little coin, look at this. On April 8th, we're talking about it going from 1.38 to 1.34. What's that percentage? The difference is 0.04, 0.04 divided by 1.34. We're talking about a 2.9% gain. I mean, I'm talking about in 3 days. Just from appreciation, 2.9%. And as of today, they'll make you earn Ripple every day. What do I recommend? That you first look at the limit with the minimum investment you can make. It says the minimum deposit is 1,000 Ripples. 1,000 Ripples at today's value, which is 1,000 times 1.34. $1,340. And you're going to withdraw $100. Faster, more operations, more profit. How much is Ripple generating right now? Ripple is generating, here you can see the percentage, the average it'll give you. Let's see, where is Ripple? Here it is, average. In the speed arbitrage program, 3%, gentlemen. Imagine yourself earning 3% daily. In a month, you're set. I mean, in a month, you have 99%. The time to get into Ripple is now. This is for a limited time. So you can take advantage of it now, or you can take advantage of it now. Okay? That's what you need to know, gentlemen. That's it for the training. I want you to put a hand emoji, a number, whatever you can in the chat. Yes, from 1 to 10, I'm only accepting ratings of 9 and up. From 1 to 10, how did you find the training? Good or great? And you know what the best part was? That it was recorded so you can consult it and share it with your team. And tell them, look, you have to watch this training. They explain everything here. Ready? And that's how you'll get people to start generating much more. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a real pleasure for me. Jose Luis is here. Let's see if they have anything here. Does anyone have any questions? Or are we clear? We're ready, right? We're ready, gentlemen. There's much more. Obviously, there's so much more that can be done. Thank you very much, Rodrigo. Martin, to everyone who asked, to everyone who reached out, super good. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a real pleasure to be with you. My name is Juan Manuel Jimenez, and we'll see each other soon on the world's stages. We'll see each other soon in Punta Cana, and we'll see each other also in Montenegro. Look for Montenegro on the map and start visualizing, start saying, I'm going to be there and I'm going to generate, okay? I recommend you go to the section that says Arbcore events, and look, I can't share it now due to time, but please, I want to meet you. I want us to see each other, the champions, and you go to the part that says here in your profile and you go and say events. There it is. Events, and there's the promo, there's the promo. Where are we going? To Thailand. Where are we going? To Montenegro. We're going to make things happen, and in a big way. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a real pleasure. Thank you very much. See you at 8 p.m. business presentation so you can invite as many people as you can. You take care of inviting, and I'll take care of closing them. Best regards. Take care. See you soon. See you. Take care. Bye.